Yo people, I hope all is blessed. Wilstar here for Will's Way. Hope everybody's having a good day, and we are back with another video. And like I said, this channel is going to be a lot of motivational videos, a lot of inspirational ones, and a lot of experiences from my past as well as a lot of family stuff. You know, I love my kiddies. We're going to do some vlogs and stuff in the future. So yeah, that's what my channel's sort of going to be about. Very positive. To get it going, to get the ball rolling, shall we say, I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could share a lot of these tricks, or shall I say keys to success, with you guys, that has really helped me in the last couple of years with like my music business and as well my engineering business as well, and in life in general, man. Like definitely they all apply to different things, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, this is like my 10 keys to success. So let's crack on with number 1. Ask yourself why. Definiteness of purpose. So why and purpose. So this one is an extremely good motivator, because whenever we get unmotivated about something, it's because there's no desire there to do the relevant task, and that can be down to a number of things. I'd say the main one that stops us from actually even doing it in the first place is the fact deep down it's not a passion, it's not something we love to do. Like, how many people do you see in the same jobs complaining about them jobs? Do you know what I mean? I was one of them people, like back in the day, complaining about the circumstances of my job and stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie about that. Motivation was hard for me at the time because I wasn't happy in my circumstances, and I think that is one of the main reasons why. So the ask yourself why trick is a real simple question. You ask yourself about certain dreams, you ask a question to yourself directly, and you literally get a piece of paper, write down the answer back to yourself so you can self-reflect and take self-inventory of yourself and what you want. Say for example, I said, I need to get these reports done, but I might do them tomorrow because I've got some free time. But then if I said, well, why? If I then ask myself why, and I said, well, why would I really want to do it? Yeah, it's all about looking like at the end goal of what your process tasks are. Everybody's looking for the short, quick win, man. Do you know what I mean? And the reality is, it doesn't really exist, man. The short, quick win for longevity and success does not exist. You know, we've all got little steps and progressions that we get to, but generally we get out of life what we put in. 2, why? This is to kill procrastination. It's called the 5-minute sit down rule, glued to your chair. So before you start any work or do anything, I was always the type to say, I'm just gonna quickly do this, I'm gonna quickly do that, I'll go make a cup of tea. And by the time I'd done all these different things, I only wasted probably half an hour just messing around, man, not doing anything. You know what I mean? So bro, I had to change. I was fidgety, and this rule saved me last year. Because when I read that with that piece, I was like, I'm gonna try it. Just give it a go. Just give it a go. See how I get on with it. Do you know what I mean? I was there, bro. I was in the zone, man. I was just going in, and like that 5 minutes then turned to 10 minutes, which then turned to 15, and I was sitting there for a whole half an hour, and I'd been productive in that whole half an hour, and I got so much done. We can't ever get any more time. It's impossible. You know what I mean? When the sun goes down, the time's up. We ain't loaning any more time from anywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? Not even God can give us more time in that sense. Like, but one thing we can do is be efficient with the time we have, and this is the thing that a lot of people, I feel, don't understand and get. A lot of people don't understand within the time we get, how can we add more value? Do you know what I mean? We don't want to be adding more time on our lives. If we add more value, we get more out, and we do it quicker, of course, because you get paid more for the value you bring. So yeah, the 5-minute rule will save you from doing stuff you should be doing, and it should be, you know, used as well with a set of goals. You know, do it together, man. Put them together, G. So boom, 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 boom. That is the 5-minute sit down, glued to your chair team rule. Accurate information is number 3. We all are so influenced, I feel, by things around us. Same here, same with me. I have been for all of my life up to a point, do you know what I'm saying? Influenced by subliminal things and what people say, and do you know what I mean? Perceptions of ideas and stuff like that. I have managed to be a bit more mindful and be more of an accurate thinker. So that means I take not everything as gospel as soon as I hear it. I analyse the information and I try to understand what the sources are. Is it reliable information? Should I be trusting this? Should I be letting this into me, affecting me, influencing me, or not? That type of processing information that you do before that actually comes in as an opinion or pre-judgmental thought is so helpful in you trying to understand the facts about certain situations or certain business plans or certain avenues. You know, when you're trying to collate a lot of information and you can really target your audience, it's really effective. And it's the same with promote any business, trying to make sure that your business model and what you can do can get out to the people that need to hear it as well. So when you get all of the facts about a certain thing or a certain problem, act on it straight away. I tell you, I suffered last year from this. It was to do with my engineering business, and it was the lead for my collector, and I left it for ages, and I just thought I'll be alright, and one of the pins had slightly moved, and I remember I was like, I'll be okay, I'll leave for a little bit, and I should have replaced that thing, and then the lead got jammed in the collector, and I was like, no bro. So I had to send it off for repair, and it cost me quite a bit, shall we say. I'm not gonna expose the L, jeez, but that hurt. But you know what? There's always and the reason I told you that, because I need to get to the other part, there's always a seed of opportunity in the face of adversity. And I love to Napoleon Hill that taught me this lesson, So anything that goes wrong for you, there's always a lesson to be learned from it that has got equivalent benefit to the loss you just took. And it may seem really hard to believe at first, but trust me, the one lesson I learned, and that was the lesson once I got all the facts, I knew I had to replace it, but I procrastinated, I kept putting it off, and then boom, it hit me hard. And then the lesson got learned. So once you've got all the facts about a certain something, act on it straight away. Lay it down, my brother. You gotta go do your business. You done know. Before, pre-planning. Jesus Christ, how many people I talk to that do not set goals is unbelievable. The majority of people that I ask, this is probably one of the most important things you could ever do in life, And Jim Rohn, I listened to this YouTube clip, of him teaching a lecture in California, and the guy is amazing. Well, I'm gonna link that below actually. It's a half an hour thing, and it changed my perception on a lot of things, He said something quite interesting that got my attention. So his mentor asked him, where's your set of goals then, John? And John replied, well, I don't have any goals. And he said, well, I could probably actually estimate exactly what's probably in your bank right now and how much you get paid because you don't. He said, how? How is this possible? How is this possible, man? He just basically says, well, without goals, you will not succeed to the highest success levels. And that's truth. Because it also allows you to self-reflect on what went wrong. And that's the thing. There's a lot of people stop hiding yourself from what you do wrong. Expose yourself quickly for what you do wrong, my bro. Expose yourself quickly, please. Them L's are the biggest and quickest way to win. You need to take it as the seed of equivalent benefit. Just like Napoleon Hill said, you've got to take the L's, you've got to learn from it in a way that you step up and you level up like Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Key number 5. Self-inventory test. Jeez! This is hard to do. I suggest you get an honest person, preferably not a friend, preferably not your partner. You don't want someone being biased in this with you. You know what I mean? You need to get someone that's going to be brutally honest, or ask your partner, and just say, be brutally honest with me, So self-inventory is writing down your weaknesses, basically. So you've got your strong sides and your strong traits. Now you're writing down your weaknesses and taking self-inventory of yourself and being overly critical about the bad parts, because our brain is taught by we are clever people, Our brains will try to use denial massively with the things that we do wrong. When you ask somebody, what are your weaknesses? I always love, I always love the job interviews, where a lot of the time they ask you that question, don't they? The dreaded question, what are your weaknesses? That question then, every time I used to think when I was back in these interviews, I'm like, well, I don't really have many. Even in interviews, you're in denial. I can see the relevance of the question now. I can see probably what they're looking for. They're probably looking for you to come up with some lists, because if you can take self-inventory, they probably know you can improve on them things as well. So write yourself a list of your weaknesses that stop you from following your dreams, and that's quite important. Stops you from following your dreams. So these could be little things, right? Confidence is another one of them. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, what do you do wrong? Do you waste time? Do you procrastinate? Do you know what I mean? Are you a drifter? Are you just somebody who sort of like doesn't really have the motivation to get up and go and do your stuff? And you know, if this is the case, there's always a root reason why. And the thing is, right, the whole importance of doing this is understanding the root cause of why you behave in the way you do, because if you know that, you can change it. Key number 6, this is swapping habits, right? So you take one bad habit that you've done, and generally, if you've done the self-inventory task key before that, you'll have a few of these probably within that in your weaknesses as well. So choose one from there and then swap that with a good habit. For example, when I used to get back from work, I would be lazy. I'd think, oh, I've done my day's work, I can chill now. I'd slouch around, not do much, and sit around for about an hour, waste that hour time, really, not doing anything, man, just like, yo, I've been working. And literally, as soon as I get back, mate, I'll go for a run. When I get back, I feel like rejuvenated, do you know what I mean? I feel so lovely, I feel good, but I feel more energetic as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So now every time I get back, I'm actually looking forward to the run now, because I've changed the habit. And we are habitual creatures, man. Everything we do that we do repetitively, the same every single day, that starts to become a habit. And the thing is, like, we can't avoid habits, but what we can do is try to get more good ones and neglect the bad ones. But you find it's infectious. The more good habits you have, inspire and influence other good habits that can prop up as well. You know, start off really slow, man. Literally just take one. Say, well, I'm gonna swap that. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Because stopping a bad habit and not replacing it is a hard thing to do. Because within that time, your brain is always telling you to go back to that behavioural thing or that bad habit you was doing. Do you know what I'm saying? So the replacement is a good way to shift that and then actually replace it and put something in the void if it wasn't there before. So one good habit or one bad habit. Done now. Key number 7, yearly goal setting. Now this is something I never used to do as well. I was that guy back in the day. No, I don't need to. Yeah, it's all up here. It's all that type of person. But do you know what? God, as soon as I start writing this down, it's almost like I'm starting to sign my own way. Do you know what I mean? And actually put it in words. When you put stuff in words, it carries out stronger energy. Because when you look back on them words, you remind yourself every single time about them goals, them dreams, them things that you want in life. Do you know what I'm saying? So yearly goals are important. And do you know what a lot of people say to me? People are like, oh, let's be really realistic with these goals. Do you know what? I agree with that. Of course, I think you need to be realistic. But at the same time, if you're really passionate about something and you really do have this work rate and you believe, do you know what I mean? Set big ones. Because you'll be so surprised. Be careful what you wish for. That's all I'm saying, mate. Do you know what I mean? Manifestation is a powerful thing. You can get this right, anything is possible. Yearly goals are so important so you can understand the real end goal. But once you know that end goal, that yearly end goal, you need that plan in between of how to get there. So that plan is then made up of all of the steps and plans of actions that you need to go through to get to the end goal. And you got to make it quite specific and follow that thing. And sometimes, great thing about this, your initial plan doesn't go to plan, but it diverts you in a direction where sometimes it's a better route. So key number 8. So this one is important, and this one is called improve you. So a lot of the time, I feel we get quite frustrated sometimes when things ain't quite going our way. Do you know what I mean? And we're like, oh, I've made took a few L's and stuff like that, and we're feeling down and sort of like, you know, everybody gets them times, right? The weather is a law of nature. It changes, man. Sometimes it's windy, sometimes it's sunny. Everybody experiences these things. But the one thing that separates the positive thinker and the negative drifter is the fact that the positive thinker deals with it in a much better way. Do you know what I mean? This is the important thing about understanding how things are dealt with. A lot of the time we feel like we should have a lot more without putting much more work in. And you may disagree with me there. Like, a lot of the time I expected a lot of things to happen. I thought, hang on, Will, you're not putting enough work rate in here to get out what you expect or what you want. So there's either two things that change in that situation, yeah? You either up the work rate to match your goals and desires, or you give up. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, the second option is never an option. Yeah, improving you is a massive way of attracting better things within your life, because when you improve yourself to be better, you start to understand, you start to see more opportunities. Because I think a lot of people work so hard on getting that promotion, do you know what I mean? Work so hard at their work to the point they're overworking themselves, you know what I'm saying? But not really adding much more value for the hard work they're doing. If people concentrate a little bit less time on that and time improving their self, the job that you're trying to do is going to flourish in a lot more ways. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about diverting that time a little, and the more you can improve you, I swear to God, the more things will attract around you, and it will just be like magic. I swear to God, honestly, it's an extremely amazing feeling. So God bless. So when I say match the frequency on, like I say with life, a lot of people say the saying, you only get out what you put in, and it is very true. It's a law. Like, every single action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's a law. These things are laws of nature, and we cannot mess with laws of nature. Like, you can't mess with the universe, man. The law of attraction is set in its ways. It's a law. It's a law of nature. So when we improve ourselves, we match the frequencies of our desires and our dreams, and they come to us and they attract to us in ways of opportunities and also knowledge as well. There might be books you may attract to get to the place you need to be. That's happened for me, definitely. When I was ready to match up my work rate with what I wanted, I knew there was books I needed to read, and they just sort of came to me when I was searching through stuff and blog posts. And it is weird how things present themselves to you sometimes. You think, how did that happen? But it's not weird, it's a law. You're attracting these things to come to you. When you can start to believe that, mate, I swear to God, your whole world would change. Key number 9 is feeling good. And feeling good is the most important thing ever, because like, our emotions are what gets us and grants us things in our life, right? These can work into your positive and work into your negative, man. So if you're frustrated, that's a negative emotion. Frustration is hard because you feel like you need more, and you know, it's coming from a place of ego and, you know, greed as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Wanting more, I'm not willing to put more in to get that. That's what frustration really is. If we can be grateful and feel good, feel like happy within ourselves, that is a positive emotion. And we're more likely then to attract positive affirmations and things that match our representation of what we're putting out there. So like I say, what we put in, we get out, and it's the same as what comes back around to us as well. Do you know what I mean? The laws of nature there, there's negative and there's positive. It's up to you where you want to be. I know I want to be here. Do you know what I mean? But it takes a lot of growth to get to this place all the time, and it is hard and it is difficult, and it's not an easy task. So this is why I'm here to try to help people as well, try to live on this side more than this side. At the end of the day, if you're living on this side more than that side, you're winning already. Do you know what I mean? Right, so key number 10, this is called my driving motion. Now, I actually made this up, right? It's like 3 core words that I often read out loud to myself just to remind myself. So there's belief, and believing is key. Belief results to faith. So faith is having the absolute knowing that something is going to happen, or an event is going to happen, or a goal is going to be achieved. Once you get to that level of belief with what you're doing, that's the most powerful driving force you can have. It's driving motion. It's driving you towards them dreams, baby. Second one is drive. The guy that just gets up and says, right, I'm ready to leave, and I'm going to drive all the way to the destination. I'm not going to stop once for any break. I'm just going to go there, boom, start to finish and get there. And that consistency and that drive, I call it, it's like drive, get up and go drive. If you can get that right and apply it to the thing you love, with that belief, I swear to God, you're going straight for the stars, baby. So the last one at the driving force is persistence. And this is just picking yourself up, no matter how bad things are going, and just keep going and keep giving it a go and never giving up. There's always a story I remember from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. It was 3 feet from gold, where he told the story where miners drilled down and they found a big vein of gold. The vein of gold got lost. They're digging and digging to try to find it again, and they stopped and they gave up. Another guy took over the plot for literally next to nothing, and 3 feet apparently so. From that point, he found the vein again, and he was a millionaire. But the guy who sold the mine used that failure with the equivalent benefit, right? And he taught himself the lesson in sales. Every time he got a rejection, he'd think about the time that he was 3 feet from God, and then he used that as like a mental imagery every time he had a sale, and he became extremely successful. So boom, there are the stories. I'm sorry people, if I waffled a little bit, but I do love to talk, don't I? Do you know what I mean? But I hope these videos can help you in any type of way. These are just really from my experience, and I'm hoping they can work for you. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, man. Go comment below what your thoughts. Give me some feedback, people. Honestly, like, this is new, this is exciting for me, and I'm just ready, man. I'm just ready for this. So subscribe to the channel, keep it blessed.
You can never stop my wave, you can never stop my wave, no. Every single day I pray, every single day I pray.